wheel off. So just obviously cut it off. Just wouldn't come off. So luckily guys, we've got one bearing. Good enough to get a new one. Pretty keen. So hopefully we'll be able to get some wheels similar to that, hey? Yep. So I'm just going to remove the old leg off it now. You can see where it's cracked and they've welded it up just over time. So the new one I've just welded on. So I'll put another one on the other side too. penetrated. Penetration is important, most important out of anything. Welded. Give the welds a clean up. R2D2's coming together. Okay guys, so the sandblasting pot, we'll just finish sandblasting it. So it's all back to bare metal. So the next thing I'll do is I'll just get some primer on it now. Yeah, come up really nice, all that old paint. It was a bit of a mission to get off actually.
Okay, so we're going to jump back onto the sandblast, guys. The pot that we were showing you last episode. So as I was explaining, this is what they call the pop-up valve, and this is an internal part. It's actually inside this pot. And what happens, normally it's fixed on this fitting that we're chopping out the side here. This piece is on the inner of that, and that's located on the top of that, which is inside the vessel itself. And then if you have a look through the top here, what happens, this particular part is the pop-up valve. It's inside the pot. And when this thing's all back in where it's supposed to be, when the compressor's hooked up to it, you get a gush of air into that tube, which then forces that pop-up valve in under the seal, and that then pressurizes the system. But what's happened to this old girl, as you can see here, this is why we're replacing this over time. It's chewed through and it loses its pressure. So we've had to take that out. And the fitting as well that holds this in, we're going to replace that, as you can see. But we've got all the new bits and pieces here, which we'll give you a look at. So that's the new piece, one of the pieces of tube that we're going to replace it with. That's the fitting there. It'll end up in the side like so. That'll be welded in internally and externally for the pressure side of it. And then the new bits, that'll screw into that fitting, like so, which will be inside the blast pot. Then we'll have this piece here. We'll add that on the new bit for the pop-up valve to fit into, which will go like that. That little piece off there, and then that'll sit on there. We'll trim this down to where we need it for length. That'll sit back on there like that. And there you go, that's the new bit. That'll all be screwed into place. And as you can see, once that's all in, the air will be sweet, she'll come in, won't lose any air, and that'll just...
So the air comes in, this end goes in, and she goes boom, and it comes up, and seals it up the top.
Yep.
That's how it actually seals the pot.
Yeah. So that's where we're at with this. And I want to give a bit of a shout out to Steve from Agricultural Requirements in Gatton. he hooked us up with the bits and pieces and a really decent hydraulic fitting there, replaced the old one. Yeah, really good. He's the boss of the workshop there, and thanks to him for that. But that's where we're at with this, and we'll get this in, and hopefully the next bit you'll see it'll be all painted and it'll be actually working.
Yeah, cool. All right.
She was basically just telling the truth. She didn't come out right from the start and say, no, listen, we've got a fail here. We take this money as meant.
But have you ever heard a politician admit to it?
Sorry?
Have you ever heard a politician admit to pork barreling?
No, but you've heard it.
Well, hang on a minute.
Always.
I'm not here to defend her. I have to like her, but that's beside the point. He said everybody's into pork barreling.
When she was dancing into it, but prior to that and since that, she said, I've always acted with the highest integrity. I don't believe that is the highest of integrity.
Alright guys, so we've sent the pot away, we've done our bit, we've painted it, cleaned it up, got it ready. We'll send it away to get some valves and all the accessories and hose and everything made up for it, and you'll see it when it gets back on the next one.